still don't take YouTube boxing and influencers seriously, but this video will convince everyone that these guys are not inferior in entertainment and brutality to professional boxing. Buckle up and get some popcorn, because you will witness the best knockouts. 10th place. Austin McBroom's fight against a man who had 40 street fights is a perfect example of karma in boxing. If you want a video about karma in YouTube boxing, hit a like and write a comment about it. This knockout is one of the most technical in this list, because without hesitation, Austin bursts into the fight range with a jab to the head. After accurate jabs, McBroom throws out a lot of feints and constantly changes the pace of his movement. Bryce was confused after such attacks.
Yo, we're really taking a deep dive into Bryce Hall versus Austin McBroom. Did Austin even knock him out? I think it was a TKO.
Because of this, Hall decided to stand and wait for the counterattack. He wants to catch the opponent with his timing. He managed to make brawls in which it's noticeable that McBroom feels uncomfortable, so he decides to ignore exchanges and changes his tactics. McBroom puts up a high guard or attacks with a precise straight on the back foot. Austin's power weapon is his left straight, with every left punch causing Bryce's head to touch his back. He hit Hall straight on the head a lot of times, which led to knockdowns and a knockout midway through the third round. Yes, here the opponent did not fall on the canvas.
Right, it was a TKO.
But the speed, smoothness, and beauty of McBroom's attacks deserve a place in this video.
Austin's looking like a problem, I ain't gonna lie. Yo, I don't know like if y'all seen that fight, but that was a banger fight, bro. Austin did him in, bro. Austin definitely did him in.
Now we'll talk about a knockout which is important not from the point of view of performance or brutality, but importance for the entirety of YouTube boxing. In 2018, we saw the first influencers fight in the history of Western YouTube, KSI versus Joe Weller. When the fight began, Joe started well. His jab was on point and he managed to keep his distance. However, JJ quickly adapted and began to throw a hail of jabs at his opponent and then added power punches. Power punches turned into legendary combo windmills, and by the third round, Joe's face was destroyed. Such a beatdown could not continue, because of which the referee stopped the fight. Yes, it wasn't flashy KO, but the fact that KSI and Weller decided to brawl and fight was stopped via TKO. This showed to everyone that influencers are not scared of trading punches, and their fights are entertaining.
So that was the OG fight. That was KSI versus who? And KSI ended up destroying. I seen that fight too. That was it. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm not. Oh man. So the only reason I'm making this video is because I just got done seeing Dean the Great fight. I forgot to do his name. It's like something Sharks. It was a really good fight. I ain't gonna lie to you. And I gotta put some boxing content on my channel. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
8th place. We've seen a few knockouts to the head, but we haven't seen knockouts in the body yet. The most unique kind of knockouts occurred in the fight between FaZe Sensei and Overflow. In this fight, fighters were protected with helmets, which makes the possibility of a knockout in the head more difficult. Therefore, Sensei used the best tactic for such conditions. He focused on the body work, so it'll be easier to knock out the opponent. You also need to consider that they are new to sports, and cardio for everyone is a problem. Everyone gets tired in their first fights. So FaZe Sensei hastened this process with attacks to the body. As a result, we saw a brutal and very cunning knockout to the body, for which FaZe Sensei gets this spot in our list. 7th place.
Hold on. Let's talk about it. Because FaZe Sensei is actually, hey man. FaZe Sensei is that guy. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. It's body knockouts are just as difficult to pull off as a knockout to the head. You know, just a regular knockout, like a KO, because your organs are unprotected. You can't train to toughen your organs. You can train to toughen your jaw. I've trained to toughen my jaw. Never in my life have I ever been knocked out. I've been in a few fights. Never will I be knocked out. Unless it's from the back of the head. But even then, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody knocked me off of my jaw or anything. But my whole point is, like, you can't train your brain popping off against your skull. And you also can't train a fist coming straight towards your liver. Liver shots are the worst, man. Because that double you over real quick in a hurry. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'd be destroyed, and it'd be pretty quick too.
At this place, a knockout of the most legitimate YouTube boxer, Jake Paul. By the way, get used to him in this video.
Yep.
He has a lot of knockouts. Let's start with the fight against Nate Robinson, who is one of the most unique athletes in the world. Despite his height, he has played in the best basketball league in the world, the NBA, for many years. This was reflected in the fight. In the first minutes, despite the nervousness of both fighters, Robinson looked much faster. Both fighters were connecting with punches, but by the end of the first round, it was noticeable that Nate's rapid, explosive actions were reflected by his cardio. Now his rapid distance cutting became more noticeable, thanks to which Paul was able to knock him down. And in the second round, he finished the job, knocking out Nate Robinson into the meme world. It was the first YouTube boxing KO that opened that Pandora's meme box.
Boy went to sleep.
6th place.
Alright, let's talk about this too, because Nate Robinson, when I was a kid, I looked up to him because he was a David in the Goliath's world. You know what I'm saying? All those giants in the NBA. That was back when Yao Ming was still a thing. That boy was 7'7", 7'9", something crazy like that. Yao Ming a legend. But seeing him get knocked out was so funny, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Speaking of, I know the exact thumbnail I'm going with this video, bro. Watch this. This thumbnail gonna be stupid.
The fight we're gonna talk about now is arguably the best fight in the history of YouTube boxing. Austin McBroom against AnEsonGib. We have a detailed analysis of the fight on the channel, and we recommend that you watch. This matchup was a classic rivalry of athleticism against willpower. McBroom immediately showed everyone in the first round that his speed, explosive strength, and athleticism were on another level. After a couple of successful attacks, he managed to knock Gib down. It would seem that this is the end, and soon Austin will score a knockout and fulfill his dream to get into this video with 2 knockouts. But the problem is that part of this knockdown is Gib's fault. He blocked his visibility with a high guard, because of which he did not see the blow. And as we know, blows that are not visible are most often the ones that can send a body to the canvas. This moment instilled confidence in Austin, and he wanted to finish off his opponent quickly because he was going to run out of steam. On the contrary, Gib mentally didn't break and activated his berserker mode. He began to methodically break Austin. This resulted in an epic comeback. AnEson managed to score a couple of knockdowns, but that wasn't enough.
Bro, Austin fell out of the ring, bro.
Out. 5th place.
Yo, Gib is so cool, bro.
A real brawl, which in terms of action is not inferior to professional boxing.
Yeah.
So we need suitable music for this metal fight. We are talking about the fight between FaZe Jarvis and Michael Lee at the first Social Gloves event.
Yep.
This show gave us a lot of spectacular moments and knockouts, but this fight brought everything together. From the first second, it's clear.
I gotta say, we're gonna play a video again. Social Gloves 1 was the best YouTube boxing experience I've had so far. Cause it was just It was banger after banger after banger. You know what I'm saying? Except for the DDG fight, that was a letdown. Honestly, it was crazy. It was sucking the entire time. But Social Goes 1 was goated, bro. That, like, if I were to go back and watch any boxing, any like boxing event, it'd definitely be Social Goes 1, bro. Hands down.
Clear that one of these guys will meet
TikTokers versus YouTubers. That's where it's at.
the final bell unconscious. Michael starts the attack, but FaZe immediately shows that he does not have a brake pedal, which is why we see...
What's up, Chris, bro? Nah, I'm just watching this YouTube video, bro. Top 10 best knockouts in YouTube boxing.
a wild brawl. Michael took the initiative, but as soon as Jarvis learned how to dodge his opponent's attacks and counterattack with the overhand, everything changed. With the same punch, FaZe knocked Michael down. Lee wasn't going to back down and was constantly pressuring, but a second knockdown at the end of the round gave FaZe even more confidence. So he started the second round strong, dodging another combination, and on the way out of the clinch, Jarvis knocks Michael down. Let's rewatch this metal KO and then move on. Fourth place. Now you'll see a YouTuber who moves like a snake and attacks just as venomously. We're talking about a knockout in the fight of Slim against...
Yo, Slim went into this fight with no strength conditioning, bro. He went in here with no muscle, bro, and still got the knockout, bro. Just understand that, bro. That's goated. That's goated right there.
FaZe temper. In the first round, we saw competitive exchanges, but over time, it became noticeable that Slim, with his snake-like feints, took the initiative. The fact is that such strange body and shoulder movement is an original way to hide defensive and attacking actions. The opponent doesn't understand whether Slim will move forward with a jab, sidestep for a counterattack, or throw heavy straight. By the way, if you want to see a breakdown of Slim's technique, write a comment about it. It's because of snake-like movements that Slim so often connected with the jab and powerful straight. At the end of the exchanges, he entered the clinch so as not to eat unnecessary blows. Having a custom temper to the fact that he clinches for protection, in the second round, Slim struck a powerful punch on the way out of the clinch. Seeing that this rocked the opponent, he, like a real cold-blooded predator, decided to finish off the victim. And he did it beautifully, finishing off FaZe with that whipping punch. And let's be honest, it's time for Slim to change his nickname, Hitman, to Snake.
Yo, what is going on, bro? Dude, horny reading the script, bro. He didn't even write this. I guarantee you he didn't write this, bro. He's breaked up. He's wooded up reading this script, bro. That's so crazy.
Place. Before the fight against... Thanks, Uncle Snoop. But let's be more respectful. Before the fight against Askren, no one expected that Jake would want to fight against real fighters. He's fought only influencers and athletes. But a fight with a fighter is a completely different thing.
Yo, chill out, bro. Ben Askren is literally known to have the worst hands in MMA history, bro. Or UFC history, at least. That boy is known to have the worst. And him in a boxing ring is like, bro, that's pathetic, bro. Like, the people in the scene now would destroy this man. No, hands down, bro. Would destroy him.
Although Askren was not a good striker, he had good cardio and he knew how to take damage. Therefore, the opinions of many experts agreed that Ben would simply survive the early storm and simply exhaust Paul. But on the day of the fight, everything was completely different. Ben did not even have time to warm up before Jake Paul knocked him out. He did it so easily and without coercion that many people began to get interested in his next fights. And if you are interested in a skill breakdown of Jake Paul, you can find it on this channel.
Real quick, let's talk about that. A lot of people were saying that that fight in particular with Ben Askren and Jake Paul, they said that was fixed because of how fast Ben Askren went down. First of all, no, there's no way you're fixing that, right? Ben Askren, what are you talking about? Ben Askren got knocked down in like 4 seconds in the actual UFC. You don't think he can go down with off a big strike? Come on now, let's be real here. And there was no way he was going to win that to begin with, bro. I don't understand how anybody thought he was going to win. If you lost money on that fight, you're an idiot, bro. Give me your money.
Second place. If you have questions, you can go to my personal Instagram. Link in the description. Let's hit the pause button here. Just by watching stances of fighters, it's clear who will KO whom, but you cannot even imagine how spectacular it will be. It seems that after the bell, the spirit of Manny Pacquiao has enslaved Salt Papi. A couple of feints to check what the opponent will throw in fighting distance, and Salt Papi is ready to
He about to get knocked out right now.
Everyone. He throws a jab to pull his opponent's arms forward and hits a powerful left hook. After that, we see a Street Fighter combo, and the opponent is knocked out. One of the fastest and most brutal knockouts in the history of YouTube boxing. It was so fast that we need to rewatch this brutal poetry in motion. Do you think Saul Papi is ready for serious fighters like KSI? First place. In the first fight between Jake Paul and former UFC champion Tyron Woodley, Jake won by decision. However, that victory was overshadowed by Tyron's punch, a punch that nearly knocked Jake out. So the rematch was supposed to put an end to whether that punch was luck or whether Jake was lucky enough to be near the ropes and survive. The first fight was not spectacular, but comparing it to the rematch, it seemed like a real blockbuster. The viewers in the arena and in front of the screens were already falling asleep. And out of nowhere, Jake Paul delivers a powerful hook that knocks out the former UFC champion. It's worth noting that this is the first time in Woodley's life that he was KO'd with one punch. This hook put Woodley to sleep and woke everyone in the arena and the whole world up, because this is the best knockout in the history of YouTube boxing.
Yo, that cheek movement is crazy. Let's be real here.
Boxing. Write in the comments.
By the way, if you were a fighter or a YouTube boxer, write to us if you want us to analyze your technique.
Isn't that creepy, bro? Thank you, YouTube boxing, bro. Thank you. I got a video now. Happy Thanksgiving, fellas.